Hey everyone, today I'm showing you how to disassemble a Springfield Armory model 1911 A1 45 ACP iron sights. Mine's a GI edition, so I have the walnut US right here stock, or handle grip I should say. Sorry, I'm used to saying stock. Um, Trigger guard, all the good stuff. You would know unless you wouldn't be watching the video. First step to disassemble it is disarming the spring right here. This spring is very powerful. Obviously it's a firearm, and this part should be taken with great caution because if this shoots out, it actually can go through a window if you're close enough and if your spring is powerful enough. First step is to push it down very hard and slowly see this piece right here. You're going to move that this way to the left. So turn it towards you actually. So push it down. Keep turning that until that piece is all the way to the side, just like that. And then slowly let the spring upward, just like that. And you want to keep this in a safe place because these can get lost, and if you lose this, you're not firing your gun anytime soon. Next step. As you know, all semi-automatic pistols have a action lock. So that means basically when I do this, if the spring was actually activated, the action lock would be like that. And you'd have it open all the time, blah blah blah. Well, right behind that, in this weapon, you got the disassemble notch, which looks like this. So right here you have this part is in the disassemble notch, and then you have the action slide lock. And what you want to do is you want to get this piece aligned with this disassemble notch, like that, just like that. Once you do that, you can pop this piece by just pushing on it. It should push out very nicely. If not, put some oil on it. That should work. Oh, my mistake. Remember to always take the magazine out, or none of this assembly will actually work. So once you have that, you can push this out. It should come out really easily, just like that. I did that by pulling this piece out, just like that. No tools needed. Next piece, you're going to slide it all the way forward. Just slide it right off, just like that. Now you have a handle, and you have the top part of the barrel. Now what you want to do is you want to keep this cocked back like this. Don't fire it like that. Don't do this, because it actually makes it harder when you're reassembling it. So just keep that hammer back. Don't worry, it's not going anywhere. It's not going to hurt the weapon. Now if you keep it prolonged like that, it will. Okay, next step, just pull out the spring just like that. All I did was just pull it back. It comes out that easy. Next piece, it took me a little while to figure out. Remember how we got the spring out just like that? Well, that's the same way you get the barrel out. You pull this to the side just like that. See, it was over here, and we just turn it just like that. Pull it out. Keep this in a safe place, and then the barrel's ready to come out. Just like that. Now you have a barrel in your hand, and you have an empty upper barrel. I don't know what to call this part. Now, cleaning is very easy from here. Obviously, you have all the parts that you need that would actually require cleaning. They're all exposed. The barrel is out, and on my firearms, there's never a black spot. All that is bluing. See, as my hands are not dirty, so all my weapons are clean. Always make sure you put oil on the spring, because if this thing goes, your firearm will not work anymore. This is nothing to really worry about. Just sometimes it'll get a blast from the powder. Maybe clean it once in a while if you rust, because if it rusts, the barrel could fly off. This piece is very important. You always want to make sure this piece is clean and this part gets the most dirty. It should be silver like that, bright silver. If it's dirty, it'll be black. So don't confuse the bluing or the blackening of the firearm for dirt, because if you scrub too hard, you're going to start screwing it up. So always just know what dirt is, and if it seems like it's getting cleaned, it's probably getting cleaned. Alright, first step for the reassembly. You want to get the you want to get the barrel in first. So you're going to align it just like it looks. You're going to have this piece lined with the top up, this little loopy thing all the way up. You're going to push it right through the barrel just like that, all the way back until it clicks into place in the action, just like that. If it doesn't click into place like that, it should be able to move around like up and forward and stuff. Should not be able to do this. Properly assembled weapon should be staying in place with locked in the action position. Once you have that, you can slide the spring through the hole as well. And what I like to do is see this right here. This looks like a little line. I like to align the spring with that line. So I'll push it all the way to that line, and I'll keep it there. Just kind of get it. It always works for me. Next step, you want to get this onto the barrel and keep the barrel locked in position. Now, one of the things you need to know is, see this little notch right here? That notch has to go on the top of the barrel, like that. See, the notch goes right through the middle of that barrel. Sometimes you got to twist it. Alright, once you got that, you got to turn it to the right or to the left, whatever side you're holding it, and make sure it's like that. Right now, your barrel should look like this, with this piece sticking out to the right. Make sure that spring's aligned. Now, here's the fun part. This little piece right here determines how well your frustration level will be. This is the loop that requires this thing to go through, just like that. But you're going to have this piece over it. Now, this thing is not the easiest to get aligned, because you have to get it aligned through this hole as well, the one that you took it out originally. The problem is, see how freely this thing moves? And you can move it around just by doing that. So you need to make sure when you put it on and you're pushing this pin back through, that this piece is aligned with the hole on this part. If it's not, your firearm won't work correctly, and it can be very dangerous if the barrel isn't locked into place. Alright, so this part is probably the easiest. You know what to do. Line it on the tracks, like so. Just push it forward. You can go as far as you want. You know, normally I'll go all the way forward just for good luck. Now, once again, here's what I was talking about, the aligning of the loop thing in the side of this hole. You can shake it around sometimes. That works. Or you can like shake it, hit it, whatever you need to do. You need to make sure that loop is aligned with that hole. Now, once you got that aligned, you can push this pin just to push it in, not all the way. Just push it in to keep the hole and all the holes aligned. Once you got that, you can move it up and you get it into that position. So you notice how it's still sticking out and it's not all the way in, because it will not assemble right if you try pushing it in on the action slide notch. You need to go back to the disassembly notch, which is right here, just like that. Now see, it's still popped out. And what you're going to do is you're just going to push up and then down. Simple as that. Up, down. And it should be as flat as when you first had it. Now, this is that was probably the hardest part. You can slide that forward, just like that. And once again, here's the dangerous part I like talking about. Just be sure that I'm taking a big chance when I'm aiming this at my laptop. Just be sure that this thing does not fly out, because it can cause damage. Taking a big chance when I'm aiming at my laptop. You never know. Once you get that in, keep pushing down until you hear that click, and you line it, and you have a fully disassembled and reassembled Springfield Armory 1911. It's ready for use. You can put your magazine in it. And dry firing is not good for the barrel or the firing pin, so I always like to let the hammer go slowly, except when I'm playing cops and robbers. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more disassembly videos.